Hello，大家好，欢迎今天来到我们的 SAT 的 Elementary Level 的第一节课。OK，我们还是请到了我们非常非常有名的ta da，我们的小助手鹏鹏小朋友。Hello, Peng Peng. So, could you tell us, do you like to being a teacher assistant?
Yeah,
Why?
because it's fun.
And it could be helpful, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So everybody, just let you know if you are being extremely good in our math class, you could be invited to be one of the teacher assistants as well. Just okay, so now today as the first class, we're going to learn what? We're going to learn multiplication, okay? So we're learning the multiplication. So before we start our today's class, I want to ask Peng Peng, do you know what is multiplication?
Yeah.
Can you tell me?
It's like 1 times 1 and 2 times 2.
The truth of multiplication is actually plus. It's adding.
Yeah. It's like adding.
Okay, so it is not anything else, but something we're really familiar with is adding. So let's take a look at something we both understand. So first, let's take a look at this one. So we're learning multiplication. So for the first one, let's take a look at this one. How many cupcakes are there? So we have 1 set of cupcakes, 2 sets, 3 sets, and 4 sets, right? And in each set of the cupcake, there are 2 of them.
There are 2.
So we can easily calculate them as 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, right? So the answer is 8. But we can also do the other way is 2 times
4
equals 8, because that means there are 1, 2, 3, 4
groups of 2.
Very good, 4 groups of 2. So in order to use the multiplication, we have to have the same amount of group. That's why we can use the multiplication, right?
Yeah.
This group, we have 2 cupcakes, and this one we have 3 cupcakes, this one have 4 cupcakes, and this 5 cupcakes. Can we use the multiplication? No.
Nope.
Right? So
you
very
can only use plus or minus.
Okay, so let's take a look at the second one. So let's take a look at we have apples here. So if we have apples, so how many groups of 3 apples are there, Peng Peng?
3 groups of 3 apples.
3 groups of 3 apples, so that's why we can do 3 times 3 equals 9. Or if we use plus, can you tell me what is that?
3 plus 3 plus 3.
Very good. Okay, so in order to understand this is if we can take a look at the ladybugs. So how many sets of ladybugs are there?
2.
So 2 sets of 5 ladybugs there. So we can rewrite as 5 plus 5 or 5 times 2 equals 10 ladybugs. Very good. So let's take a look at the next one is, we're going to do something a little bit harder. This is ducks, right? So how many ducks are there?
5 groups of 3 ducks.
Very good. 5 groups of 3 ducks. So we have 5 groups of 3 ducks. We can use 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 equals 3 times 5 equals 15 ducks. Very good. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. How many eggs are there?
Easter eggs.
Easter eggs. How many groups of
There's 6 groups of 3 eggs.
So we can also rewrite it as 3
plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3.
Yeah, but the Peng 18, right? So they're equals to each other. But math is a science about
like
saving time. Yes. So instead of we write so many 3s, we're just using 3 times 6 equals 18. It's much easier, right? So let's take a look at the last one is, see? If we want to use plus, it's going to be 7 times 4. So we have to write 几个4啊? We have to write 4 sorry, 7
You mean
fourths.
7 fourths.
Yeah, so it's going to take a lot of time. But instead of the multiplication, we can just do using 4 times 7 equals 28 oranges. Very good, Ping Ping. So I think for now on, you understand what is multiplication, right? You understand what is multiplication.
Yeah.
So we're going to teach you some strategies of multiplication. So that, yeah, so that means what? That means we're doing some tricks, right? So we like tricks. Do you like tricks?
Yes.
I like tricks, right? Tricks makes us easier to do a lot of things. So let's take a look at the first one. So of course, if we want to do 5 plus 5 plus 5, so you can do what? 5 times 3 equals 15, right? So this is the easiest one. So let's take a look at the next one. Ooh. So we have the 3 equal groups of 5 buttons. So what is, how do we, can you give me the equation?
3 times 5.
5 times 3. So it's 3 groups of 5. So it's 15 buttons, right? So it's the same thing. Okay, so the next one is, ooh, we can have the rows and columns with an equal amount in each. So when you see something like that, when you see the columns with all the rows with the equal amount inside it, you can use a multiplication, right? So it is 5 times 3 equals 15 as well. 对不对？好，当你看到 when you see some questions, word problems like that, you're gonna have a little bell in your head. It's ding, 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 where it's time for us to do what?
Multiplication.
Multiplication, yes. When we do the SSAT or SCAT questions, if you see equal number, when you see in a column, they have equal numbers. When you see the equal, this word, that means the time you what? You immediately do the...
No, that is the times.
Yes, times. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. So when you see the number line and they're starting from the 0, hoop 5 at a time, where do you land? This is also, we can use the multiplication, right? Because every step is 5. So it's 5, 10,
1 half of 5.
So we can do 5 times 3 equals 15. Okay, so I'm just giving you all the examples of the question may look like, and I want you to have a little bell in your head. That means what? That means you need to ring the bell and think about it, okay? So let's take a look at the, oh, this is some tricks, okay? So when we have 52 times 38, 我们有些小朋友说, I don't know how to do it. But let's take a look at this one. 52 equals what? 50 and 2. 38 equals 30 and 8. So we use 50 times 30 equals 1500. 2 times 30 equals 60. 50 times 8 equals 400. 2 times 8 equals 16. So
plus them all together.
Very good. So this is a strategy of doing something. If you see an extremely hard question, you still know how to do it. Okay, so let's take a look at the other one. Is I can introduce the grid method. Okay, so we're still doing 52 times 38. So we can make 52 is 50 and 2. 38 is 30 and 8. So 30 times 50 is 15,000. 1500. 50 times 8 is 400. 30 times 2 is 60. 2 times
8 is 16.
So the answer is adding them all together. So do you like this strategy, Ping Ping?
Yep.
Okay, so this strategy is for us is when you don't know how to do something, then you still have the ability to do something. Okay, so let's take a look at the last one, but not the least, is if we have some numbers times 10, you only need to move the whole number
over by a 0, kind of.
Yes, so you only just add a 0 on the end, and if it is multiple by 100, you just...
And you move it by 2 zeros because there's 2 zeros.
Because it's times 200. So two zeros, right?
Yeah, so then
so I want to ask you a trick question. If I want to do 23 times 200, can we do 23
times 2 and then add 2 zeros in the end?
Very good. Okay, so it looks very complicated, but if you know all the tricks,
It'll be so much easier.
Very good. So I hope you enjoyed today's class. It is short, but we have a lot of tricks there. So if you don't know, if you don't understand how to do it, you can go back and take a look again, right? So I hope you like it, and see you next class. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.